Where are we?
Dude, what is that smell?
I don't like this. Why are you chained up? Ooh, this is kind of kinky.
Hello, Mark and Michelle. I want to play a game.
Oh, fuck, marry, kill.
Never have I ever?
7 minutes in heaven.
Oh, no.
Wait. Is this our new intro?
Ooh, fancy.
You thought the game was over, but it's only just begun.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Welcome to Boo You Whore. My name is Mark.
And my name is Michelle.
And we are getting into one of the best, one of my favorites ever.
It's your favorite every week, Mark.
It is. Everything's my favorite, but this is definitely one of the best characters out there. Leprechaun. It's a Leprechaun in the Hood, ladies and gentlemen. Released in 2000, directed by Rob Spera, and the cast includes Ice-T, Anthony Montgomery, Red Grant, Rashawn Nall, Coolio, and Warwick Davis as a Leprechaun. It was released in 2000. Wow, 2000. That's crazy. And with that being said, I think we should get into our 90-second recap, and it looks like Michelle's going first.
Oh, no. Okay. We start off back in the 70s, and there's these two guys wandering around. Are they underground? They're in somewhere that looks underground, and they find this little statue, and they accidentally make it come alive, and it's a leprechaun. But then they kill it back. He's like, I'm gonna take this little flute and then I'm gonna freeze you and put you back to being a statue. And then he puts him in his house and he gets all of this success over time. That was Ice-T that did that. And so then he's like this big music mogul. Cut to these three guys who are trying to make it in the rap industry, and they are in the rap industry and they're trying to make it real hard, but their speaker breaks.
And then they have to go calling people to try to get some new music equipment. And then Mac Daddy, who is Ice-T, was like, I'll give you a shot, but he doesn't like their things and they're not willing to change their positive raps. So they decide to rob Mac Daddy because they see the leprechaun with the gold chain around his neck. And so they go, they shoot Mac Daddy, they think he's dead. The leprechaun awakens and then now it's chasing them. They're playing their flutes, they're rapping up a storm all over town, and then the leprechaun's like possessing women, these zombie fly girls, and they're possessing preachers or killing preachers, and Coolio's there listening to music really randomly, and then the leprechaun gets his flute back, and then he becomes a music producer. There's a whole lot of shit in this movie.
But Mark, that was the best job you've ever done on the 90-second recap. And I think it's because you had your eyes closed and you were feeling...
I had my eyes closed. I don't know what I was doing with my hands.
You're grooving, man.
I was like it. Exactly. I was grooving to the music.
I'm proud of you. You did a really good job. And you got through the entire movie.
I'm basically like Postmaster P. I was flowing like Postmaster P. Postmaster P, man, positivity. A positive flow through your speakers is what I'm giving, see? Oh my gosh. Right, Michelle? Is it just like, how is that not gin and juice? How are we not listening to that as much as we listen to gin and juice?
I don't know, man. 90s rap was so much more wholesome, but it was just so much more fun, I feel like.
I'm honestly kidding about this rapping, but yes, the actual 90s rap we grew up with, love it.
It was so good.
This was hilarious. And they would like start the songs, oh, that's right, oh, we tight. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Oh, that's right. Postmaster P, man. Positivity. It's just crazy.
I was just really proud of them for sticking to their guns and being like, no, we do positive rap. We're not going to talk about that negative stuff.
I know Ice-T's like, man, at this label, we talk about shooting your homie up. I'm just like, wow. Okay. But I love Ice-T. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Ice-T, why was he not nominated for an Academy Award for this?
It's probably only, horror movies always get snubbed.
Sure, Jan.
I know. I'm just like, Ice-T is bringing it in this movie. He's the only one that doesn't seem to know how low budget this movie is, but he doesn't care.
That's a good way to put it.
Ice-T is amazing. As Detective Tutuola on SVU, he always brings it there too.
Jenna is accusing her uncle, the dentist, of raping her. This is why I don't trust dentists.
You are now all my bitches. Fact. Deliver this kid to me, or get used to living in the tomb.
He is the longest recurring TV character in television history as a male, I think.
Really? How long is that? Like, how long has he done it?
25 seasons of SVU.
Wow.
Yes, he's been that character for 25 years.
That's cool.
That's pretty awesome.
So right off the bat, it really surprised me when you said that the movie came out in 2000.
Right off the bat. That just reminds me of the bat.
Oh my God. He pulls the bat from his hair, and I laughed so hard and so loud because I was not expecting that at all. And I was like, okay, that sets the tone for the movie.
The leprechaun is approaching him, and first he has a gun, and the leprechaun uses his magic to burn it out of his hand. Then he uses his magic to throw the knife that he gets from his fro out of his hand. Then he pulls out a baseball bat, a small, like, novelty baseball bat from his afro. And then that's thrown out, and he's searching for more. He's gone. He's got nothing
That had to be so heavy on his head, but I was like, how did he fit that in there?
It was so funny. He's like a magician. He's a pimp and a magician.
It's true.
Oh my gosh, that's a wonderful career choice.
It really is. So my favorite kill right off the bat, did it again. My favorite kill was right in that opening scene with the pick through the throat, because those picks,
yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, my mom always had a pick, and those are some flimsy, what would you call those? The comb part. Anyway, it's flimsy.
I always like to play them like a little fiddle or a little banjo, like a...
Oh, I know, me too. And so when he stabbed him in the throat with it, I was like, this is incredible, because I know he must be really strong, because I know how much force that would take.
Yes, and that's the first kill.
I know, and it was my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's a great one. That's definitely a great kill. So then he gets the little chain, and that's the chain that freezes him. That statue, when we see in the beginning, that is the same statue they used in Leprechaun 3, I believe. Yes, when he's in Vegas. And so they brought that back. This is technically Leprechaun 5. Mm-hmm. So they brought that statue back and that whole concept back, that when that necklace is around him, he is frozen. That wasn't in Leprechaun in Space or anything like that.
So is that not consistent amongst the series?
There's not much consistent with the Leprechaun series.
That's going to answer a lot of my questions I have later.
Yes, but that was like a nice little Easter egg. So
my biggest question was like, okay, if this leprechaun was frozen in Mac Daddy's house all this time from the 70s till 2000, how did we get Jennifer Aniston? How did these other movies happen? Because, you're a mega fan of this series. I like it. I'm just not as in tune with it as you are. So I was going to ask you that, like, how was he frozen for like 20, 30 years and Jennifer Aniston still happened?
That's what I want to know too. Okay.
Okay. You don't have an answer?
This is okay. If this is going in different timelines, then Jennifer Aniston and Leprechaun in the Hood are happening like basically in the same time.
Yeah.
And when Ice-T finds him, we only assume it's the 70s because they're dressed like they're from the 70s.
But I feel they like made them seem more immature. And then once he's like the music mogul, he's like a man.
Yeah, but I think it's just because he came into money that he has better clothes and everything.
That's true.
That's the only thing that I was like going off of. Otherwise, yes, then this took place in the 70s. The Leprechaun has been frozen for 20 years, even though all the other movies before that have taken place in the 90s. Yes. I don't know.
And that's why I was also surprised when you said it was in 2000, because it looks like a very early 90s movie. Like the cinematography, everything about it looks like, I was thinking it was like 93, 94.
It's amazing how better the picture looks in Leprechaun in the Hood 2. Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
And how much later was that one?
2001, I think. I think that was only like a year or two after this.
Oh, it just came right after. I just know when their speaker breaks and they were like, we just got to think positive. That's how you fix things. I was like, no, you young, naive dudes. I hate when people are like, just think positive, because that's not going to do anything. It's not.
I know. Just like, take the deal, man.
For real.
Man, we're trying to send out a positive message. Okay, well, you know what? Do that after you're famous and you can afford to send out a positive message. Sorry, that's just me.
Exactly. Do it outside. Okay, because this really applies to everyone in show business. They're kind of a character. Like, I love Carrot Top, and he's so like zany and like crazy on stage. But when you meet him and talk to him, he's real soft spoken and whatnot. And so he should have saved his virtue for his real life, not his rapper life.
His virtue.
His virtue. It sounds like his virginity or something.
They keep mentioning Butch's virginity. They keep telling telling poor Butch, man, Butch, you got to get yourself some pussy. I'm like, oh no. And he's so goofy. He makes the goofiest faces throughout the whole movie.
They really cast this pretty dang perfectly. I don't think I would have changed anything.
I love that Ice-T did this. I love like this is his like one of his goofiest things, and now he's just like a serious sexual victims unit detective.
So do you think like, because I know you love SVU too, and do you think he looks back on this movie with like a regret, or do you think he's really proud of it?
Oh no, I more than anything in my life, I believe in my soul that Ice-T has no regrets. Ice-T has always made the right decision.
Well, all I know is Ice-T is like Willy Wonka with his little flute.
Okay, I'm glad you bring up the flute. I cannot. How many times can you make flute sound so hardcore? Where's my motherfucking flute? Give him the goddamn flute, man. Where's the fucking flute? Like, how?
Motherfuckers can die right here, jump. I really don't give a fuck, but you are gonna tell me one goddamn thing. Where's my fucking flute? What flute you talking about, Mac? We ain't got no flute, man. Don't fucking play with me. Where's the goddamn flute? Man, we don't have no flute, Mac. We don't have no flute.
I'm telling you, these actors brought it because even though I did laugh at how hilarious the whole fact that they're just searching for a flute. All these people, and including the leprechaun, they just want this fucking flute back.
And truthfully, Mark, it's not even a flute. It's more like a piccolo. But you can't say, where is that piccolo?
It looks like a little whistle. Okay, yes. How does Ice-T know that this flute is magic?
Yeah.
Like when he first gets the leprechaun, he's like, this is all I want right
It's
here.
movie magic, Mark.
And then when the leprechaun is frozen, he's like, Motown, here I come. Mwah, and he kisses the flute. Did Ice-T, Little Pimp Ice-T, grow up reading leprechaun lore? What's going on
It's a
here?
movie. How is there a leprechaun? Like, how did he have a baseball bat hidden in his hair? Like, it's just one of those things. It has to be movie magic, Mark.
There was a map. He was like, this map, who drew them this map?
That map was awful.
This pot of gold. Who made this map? I have so many questions because when the statue is first presented to us in Leprechaun 3, at the end of that movie, he doesn't get turned back into a statue. He's just blown up. So
movie magic. I'm just shocked because I had all these questions about like things that didn't make sense, and I figured every single one like you would have the answer because I know you love this series so much. Have you met Warwick Davis? Because I know he's hard to meet.
I have not met him. I did get a picture signed by him, though.
Yes. Deli.
Yeah, I really liked Warwick Davis in Life's Too Short. It was a Ricky Gervais product. It was very funny. Yes, and obviously in the Harry Potter movies. He's been in like everything.
Oh, yeah.
And all of I love this guy.
One of the wizard's most rudimentary skills is levitation. Don't forget the nice wrist movement we've been practicing. The swish and flick.
When they broke in at the beginning, they had the burgers there. I'm like, how long was this burger supposed to be sitting there? Because this place is like boarded up, but the burger looked fresh, and they had Colt 54. Colt 54 and 2 zigzags.
Well, you've seen like those things online where it shows like a McDonald's burger. It's been sitting for like 20 years and it still looks pretty. And the lesson is like, don't eat it because of look at all the preservatives. Maybe that's what it was. It was propaganda.
Against McDonald's. Leprechaun hates one thing. 2 things. People who take me gold and McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's.
McDonald's.
When Leprechaun comes to life in front of the 3 boys, Stray Bullet says, that's Chucky on crack.
There we go. Might be the greatest movie quote of all time. All time.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad you caught that.
Well done. But how could I not catch that? Because it's incredible.
There's a lot going on in that.
Yeah, it referenced one of our favorite horror villains. And so I was just like, that is incredible. But I just think it's funny. One, they break into the house and they have like a mission, but then they're like, let's throw all these books off the bookcase.
I know.
Which I was like, why does Mac Daddy have so many books? And then also,
I love that one of your questions. Like, why does Mac Daddy have so many books?
Why? Like, who has that many books?
How to flute.
How to flute.
Fluting for dummies.
Well, shout out to the N64s in the pawn shop because that was wild seeing the N64s in the original box in the pawn shop.
Did you have one when you were younger?
Oh, of course. It's great. Did you have an N64?
I did. And you take the little carts out and you go, right? Like a little harmonica.
That was like all of the Nintendos from original Nintendo. You had to blow all your spitty air in there to get it to work.
One day, we'll all have Nintendo 64s and we'll all go to the hip hop cafe together.
Yes.
That's all these guys want to do. They just want to go to the hip hop cafe, everybody.
The Hip Hop Cafe. It's just a funny name.
The hip hop cafe. I would go to a place called the hip hop cafe.
Silly.
Mac Daddy owned asses. That's Ice-T's name in this because Mac Daddy owned asses. Back in the day, he was a pimp.
Didn't catch that part.
That's what they say. That's literally what they say. He's like, why is he called owned asses? He doesn't look Greek. Man, it's because Mac Daddy owned asses.
You're probably going to laugh at me, but my favorite part of the whole movie is when Chow is dancing and wants to be in their music video. And I was like, how are these guys not laughing at Chow right now? Like, how are they keeping a straight face? Like the actors, because it was great.
These actors are on another level, man. When they decide to meet up before they're about to go rob Ice-T, they're, smoking and it's just Butch and Stray Bullet. Postmaster P comes walking like literally 3 feet away from them and Butch is like, who the fuck is that? And it's like, it's Post, man. What, Post? Oh, man, I love you, man. Let's do this. Like, they're so all sensitive there in that moment. That's the only time they're all like, I love you, man. Let's do this, man.
The most random part of this, Mark, like, I'm not going to say it's a complaint. I just thought it was very random and kind of shoehorned in was Fontaine and that whole storyline and that character. Yeah. And why did she have a big dildo on her coffee table? Why?
That's her centerpiece. It's art.
No, it's not art. It wasn't even like...
It's art.
No, it wasn't like sculpted. It wasn't carved out of marble. It was just like doing, sitting there. Like it had a suction cup and it was sitting there.
Well, these guys showed up unexpected, okay?
True.
That's Miss Fontaine's private time is Miss Fontaine's private time.
Fontaine, they did her dirty because obviously this was in 2000.
Fontaine wanted to do Leprechaun dirty. She said, ooh, you're just the right size.
She did.
I was like, right size for what, Miss Fontaine? Oh my goodness. And yes.
I was like, she would not want him. Like, she would not. I bet he smells.
Oh, of course. Surely the leprechaun smells, if anything.
And his teeth.
Yes, his teeth, the breath, the skin.
Ugh.
Yeah. And imagine all the zombie fly girls that he was apparently fucking to death.
Gosh.
That's what Butch says. He's got all these bitches going up there and they don't come out. And I think he's fucking them to death. It's like, oh no.
Those girls, their sunglasses were cracking me the hell up. And that's another reason I thought it was early 90s. Because they were so bad.
The fly girls, oh man.
They're so cringe.
Okay, so when they're breaking into Mac Daddy's place, so they're going with the intention of grabbing the chain around that leprechaun's neck. Why don't they just break the glass instead of putting an explosive on it? They're breaking everything else.
It's movie magic, Mark.
Movie magic for the purpose of why? Because he's the smart guy who uses chemicals and things like that.
Well, why'd they knock all the books off the shelves? I was like, that was unnecessary.
Maybe they were looking for hidden treasures behind the books. A leprechaun lair.
That was a big thing in 90s movies.
Yes.
Was like secret passages.
Well, one of my favorite parts of this movie, of course, is when Mac Daddy and Leprechaun share a nice little joint in the restroom.
Oh, yes.
And the Leprechaun's like, curious aroma. And then they share this joint and the Leprechaun says, knock, knock, who's there? Gold. Gold who? Gold finger. And then he breaks his finger off.
Made me cringe. I hate it.
I would get that green motherfucker.
Bro, you kind of deserved it. You fell under his spell temporarily.
You've had this man imprisoned in your office for I don't know how long, since the 70s, maybe.
Apparently. So when all the guys are outside rapping, you know that guy that comes out on the balcony and he's like, shut up, people are trying to sleep. Yeah, that's the most relatable character to me because it makes me mad when any of my neighbors make any sort of noise. I'm like, shut up. I like my silence. I get it. I'm the lame white person, I guess.
Michelle, if they were playing magical flutes outside your house, you would come out and enjoy the party just like him.
Well, that could be kind of soothing.
When you're sleeping one day, you'll just hear...
That'd be terrifying.
Oh, okay.
Because, Dr. Kevorkian, when he would have his patients come in his van and, they'd have to hit the button to release the deadly medicine, he would play music that he recorded himself of himself playing the flute. And his recording is played at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Vegas. And I always say, those flutes are so relaxing. I would love to have like that soundtrack or whatever.
Kevorkian's just on the side selling his burned CDs like, hey, by the way,
listen to my
did this
flute.
work out? You like music? That's a side gig, was making flute music and killing people.
That's the thing though, is he never killed anybody because they had to push the button.
Oh, that's true. I have no qualms with Dr. Kevorkian.
It like really makes me mad because I feel like he was doing a service, but whole nother topic.
I don't know if you've ever seen, maybe it's called Kevorkian. Al Pacino plays him. It was an HBO movie. It's very good. You should watch it.
No. Does Al Pacino play the flute for his patients?
I don't remember, but maybe he does. I don't remember though.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Okay. So once they get the gold and everything, they're, living the high life. He was like, oh, so you're big time rappers now. And he was like, yeah, man, we're going to Vegas. We're about to win a contest, man. So confident. They have no idea that the flute is helping them whatsoever. It's like, man, we're about to go to Vegas. We're about to win a contest, man. So yes, we are famous.
I miss the time, like you don't hear about contests anymore. I mean, it was kind of in the peak of like the American Idol type stuff, but like think about it. There's no like wholesome contest to win like a record deal anymore. It's all, shady and not cool.
Isn't that what American Idol is?
I mean, yeah, but it's shady. Like half the people that go on it already have record deals.
What's not shady? What? Honey, we living under these clouds. We always around shade, okay? This world is a shady world.
That's what I'm saying, is back then I feel like it wasn't.
Sure, Jan.
Back in the 90s. Yeah, okay.
Am I naive here? Like,
no, we were just happy in the 90s. Yes, we were just happy.
Everyone was happier in the 90s. Everybody.
Even if you weren't alive, you were happy.
It's true. You were floating in that ovary, chilling. Another favorite part of mine is when I don't even remember what they're doing with the douche, but he calls it a douche, kind of like
douche.
a bush, but a douche.
He does.
It made me laugh real hard, like a douche bag. So now I always go around like, you douche bag.
He's creating a booby trap, so when the leprechaun comes in, they'll turn on the light switch and it'll combust, and the leprechaun will go up in flames. So yes,
right.
he's like, I'm mixing this combined with the douche.
The douche. The douche.
Yeah, that wasn't a popular word back in the day. It was around, but it wasn't. People wouldn't call each other douches back in the day.
It's one of my favorites, quite honestly. Jackie C, who played her / like, was she ever famous? Because she looks very familiar.
I'm not sure of who played her, but I felt like it was a little Shining throwback. When Jack Torrance is making out with the old lady, with the naked lady,
yeah.
and she becomes old. So when Jackie D starts, caressing on this woman, she turns around and her face is all nasty and leprechaun-y.
That was a good reference.
So we're like, where's the leprechaun? He's just like listening in like a little corner. And that's clearly a shot they use from 10 minutes later in the film when he's locked in the safe.
It's true.
And that's not the only time they recycle shots. The beginning of this movie, when the leprechaun's walking down that little turret and counting his gold, that was from the first movie.
Was it really?
That's exactly how the first movie opens, yes.
See, there are movies in this world, Mark, that I know that level of trivia. This is not one of them, but I'm glad you're coming through for us because I knew you would.
Yes, that was like one of the first things I noticed when I saw it because I was so into all these movies. It's not even like the same costume he's wearing or anything. It's like the costume from the first one, which drastically changed throughout the series.
Why did they do that? Like, did they do it like to be nostalgic? Like, did they do it on purpose, or were they really hoping we wouldn't notice?
I think they were hoping we wouldn't notice because
that's even worse.
Because he's saying different lines over that same footage. Yeah.
Yeah.
They reused a lot of things in this.
One 90s like cliche, which I keep saying the 90s. You know what, Mark? Screw this. We're going to say it was released in 93. Okay. Because that's how I feel about it. Okay. The rap in the church when Coolio shows up.
So they're trying to sing Sanctuary. So they go to the church and they start off rapping really bad. Jesus loves me. This I know. If he don't, I'll find a hoe. His mama's name was Mary Jo, and his disciples was some bad mofos.
I'm glad you have that memorized.
Of course I
nice.
do. And then everyone starts leaving. They're like, how dare they? And then Postmaster P blows his little flute and then they gets everyone to dumps it back down. And they basically say the same rap again, but everyone's into it because of the flute. And then Coolio pops in out of nowhere.
Coolio out of nowhere. Like, why?
For like 5 seconds, he just pops in, takes off his sunglasses, like, oh, this is some good music. And that's literally it.
It's like they only had like this much money for Coolio. So they were like, how much time can we get for this
And
much?
it was so perfect to me because it's just like, it's so damn random and hilarious. Postmaster P even says, he's like, is that Coolio? R.I.P. Coolio. He's resting in a gangster's paradise right now, Coolio.
Man, we're losing too many of our good 90s heroes.
I know.
these days.
Ah, here you go. Come on, Gruntel, some boys at home, girls, time for Keenan and Kale. So you were laughing in the afternoon, still touch that. You know, it's so good.
Well, that was a whole thing in the 90s, you know, mixing the rap in the church and stuff. Because all I could think about was Sister Act 2 when he's like, joyful, joyful,
Lord, we
joyful,
adore thee, and in
thee.
my life I'll put none before thee. Since I was a youngster, I came to know that you was the only way to go. Who down with G.O.D.? Yeah, you know me. We down with G.O.D. Yeah, you know me.
Oh my gosh. So I didn't know that was based on a real song.
Really?
And I heard it in my car the other day and I was like, wait, that's based on a real song? I thought they just
my
made
gosh.
it up.
Michelle, you're hilarious.
I didn't know. Okay. But yeah. Is his name Leprechaun or is it the Leprechaun?
The Leprechaun.
Okay, because I keep calling him the.
That's a great question. I want to know what's this man's name? What is this man's name? Is it just a leprechaun? I'm sure he has like O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Auto parts.
Ow! Best commercial.
That reminds me of The Blackening.
Oh gosh, the black.
O'Reilly's. Ow! Oh, that's a good song.
So good, so good.
Why are the other zombie fly girls like trying to recruit that other girl? Like it's like a whole, I don't know, cringe prostitute ring or something. Like they're like, hey, come over
Well,
here.
because they're under his spell. Yeah, he's making them do it.
Well, I know, but like, I just don't know why we had to corrupt the innocent.
But what I am not, why isn't this girl like, is that a fucking leprechaun?
Yeah.
Just like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you're really just like, I'll try anything once, I guess.
In that very last scene when Postman P, when he took off his glasses, I was like, oh no, he's possessed by the leprechaun. When did that happen?
Happened during their final showdown, I guess, because it just cuts to black. So maybe the leprechaun just possessed him. We see Postmaster emerge and he's like famous. He's rapping the same lyric multiple times. Yeah, you know me. I'm finally the man I was trying to be. He's like says that same thing like 3-5 times.
Yes.
And then he takes off his glasses, wipes his brow, and he opens his eyes. They're green, and he puts the glasses back on. And apparently the leprechaun is a music producer now. He's basically like Mac Daddy Onassis. He replaced Mac Daddy Onassis.
I just want to know if he's Leprechaun, like that's his name, or if it's the Leprechaun. But we'll figure it out eventually.
We have someone here actually in the studio with us today. I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up in case he wasn't able to make it. But Mr. Leprechaun, can you come on in?
Oh my God! Hi.
Oh, hello, Michelle.
What's up, man?
What is this? Oh, this is called a microphone, Mr. Leprechaun. That's actually what me and Michelle wanted to ask you. Is it just Mr. Leprechaun, the Leprechaun? Oh, no, it's Fred.
Fred.
Like Frederick? Nope, just Fred. Fred O'Houlihan.
What kind of Irish name is Fred?
Fred O'Houlihan. Well, yes, is that like your father's name? My father's name was Frank.
Frank and Fred.
Michelle, do you have a question for Mr. Leprechaun? I'm sorry, sir. I feel like I have to look the opposite way. His eyes are turning green, and I don't want to get possessed.
Mr. Leprechaun, Fred.
Yes.
Is it a flute or is it a piccolo?
When I was a little chap, I was really into the theater.
Oh, us too.
Oh, what is your favorite show?
Probably Jersey Boys.
Big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry.
That sounds really good. You almost sound like Frankie.
I told Frankie, that's my dad.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, Frankie Valli's your dad?
My dad. Yes, Frankie Valli's my dad.
I mean, he was real short, so I get it.
I'm his sound engineer.
Oh, you're a music producer. That's right. We saw that at the end of the movie.
Yes, it started off as Frankie Valley and the Four Clovers.
Oh, that's cute. Why didn't they keep that?
Because I killed the other 4 seasons.
Oh.
I've always been keen to the spring myself. Oh, the greenery. It's my favorite color.
I know you like that green. I saw you and Mac Daddy sharing that green before you jacked his finger.
You mean a puffity puff puff? A friend with weed is a friend indeed, but a friend with gold is the best I'm told. All right, I got shit to do. I'm gonna bounce.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on Boo You Whore.
Yeah, thank you very much. He didn't answer any of my questions. That was very rude. It's okay.
He gave us his time, Mark. It's fine.
I guess he was short on time.
Hey, yo, watch out.
Oh!
Are you okay?
No. Fucker chipped my tooth.
You're bleeding.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Mark, your tooth.
I know. My fucking front tooth, too. You know how I am about my teeth.
Oh, God. Put it in milk.
Unbelievably unprofessional. And I paid him, too.
Like, I kind of want to pay for all of it since you have to get a new tooth now.
Yeah, I think that would only be fair of you and the best friend thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, a friend with gold needs to get your tooth back in, apparently.
Ooh, I can get a gold tooth. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you could. You look good that way.
That's what happens in Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Dang it. Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
That's a very important plot point.
It's really not.
Gosh, I have not seen Back to the Hood.
Back to the Hood is...
It's one of your favorites, isn't it?
It is. I don't want to say it's better, but it definitely holds up to this one. I want to know if he has magic powers, why is he just strangling bitches the whole time?
That's true. He should be a little more creative.
Like, he has the power to do all of these things with nothing, and he's just strangling. And when he strangles Chow, his full palm is just on the side of his neck, thumb and all. How is this man being strangled to death?
It's movie magic, Mark. How many times do I have to tell you this?
Movie magic.
The fact that it's about a leprechaun who was frozen in Mac Daddy's house for like 30 years and made a movie with Jennifer Aniston. Can't question these things.
Maybe there's more than one leprechaun. Maybe they just all look alike.
I wondered that. Like, are there multiples?
I don't think so. It's just this one to me.
Is there ever one where they go to outer space? Is there a leprechaun in space?
You know there is.
That's right.
Yes,
Okay.
I thought you were playing around. That's one of the best, worst ones. One of my favorite scenes that I got nervous at when I was a child was the grandma scene. You're like, no, don't hurt the grandma. And she's just like, oh no, your hands got the arthritis real bad. And then she feeds him. She's like, I'm going to feed you on account of your hands are so knotted up. And he's just like enjoying. He's like, And then she pokes him in the eye on accident because she's blind. And then she pokes his eyeball out, but it was a dream. It was all a dream. I used to read What Up magazine. Sorry, I got the hip hop in me. Oh, and then when he wouldn't post as a girl and the leprechaun is checking him out, he says, come closer, my fresh young lass. Let me take a look before I tap your ass.
You say that these rhymes are bad, but you laugh every time. So
I mean, they're bad in a great way. Come sit down, my little filly. You're about to meet a club named Willie. Me Willie.
How did you feel about the credits scene?
Obviously, the credit scene is the best part of this whole movie.
Basically.
So the movie ends, and then post-credit scene is Leprechaun just rapping
Out
up.
of green come to do no good. Lep in the hood come to do no good. Lep in the hood come to do no good. Blunt is the
Lep in the hood, come to do no good.
I needed more rapping Leprechaun. I wish we would have gotten more throughout the movie. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was so great. And he was like possessing all the zombie fly girls. And the zombie fly girl dance at the very end is
no, we can't even.
So
it was so
bad. Please,
was
everybody,
so bad.
please, you guys should just see the way these girls dance at the end. It's so goofy.
I'm not even a dancer. Like, I talk about how I can't dance, and I would have done a better job, I think.
Oh, man. Anyway. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it.
Is he back?
Okay. Come in.
Bro, you're gonna lose another tooth.
Oh, shit. Hey, Fred, what's going on?
Do you validate parking?
Are you fucking serious?
This dude wants free parking?
Do you have insurance? Because you chipped my fucking tooth. What about that?
Listen. We got off on harsh terms, I think. Go on, ask me one question, validate my parking. We'll get out of each other's hair.
You drive a hard bargain, Fred. Okay. I guess what I was really wondering is, did you hook up with any of the zombie fly girls in real life?
Oh, those were some nice fillies, weren't they? And I'm not talking cheesesteaks either.
You were creeping me out, Fred. Like, no up there, Michelle. It's crazy being right here next to him. Like, oh my goodness, he does smell.
Ah! How dare you? Fuck you all. Bye.
Well, don't validate his parking after that.
Hell no, I didn't validate it.
I forgot my valid. No.
Okay, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Thank you, Abby.
Get him out. Producer Abby, get him
Man,
out.
that was crazy.
We don't need that
was
anymore.
Crazy. Okay.
So I'm guessing we're not going to have him when we do Back to the Hood later.
Oh, we will, for sure. He's going over to your house.
Oh, hell.
You and Marky Mark are going to have to host a Lep.
Oh, great.
Lep and Tex. Texas Lep.
That sounds like a disease.
Lepentex. Lepentex. That sounds like medicine for a disease. Lepentex. Side effects may include clear diarrhea.
Bro.
Did I hear diarrhea?
Oh, no! Boo You Whore is hosted by Mark Gabaldon and Michelle Tate. It is produced and edited by Abby Anderson. If you want to support the show, rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and find us on all platforms at Boo You Whore Pod.
That's what you need. You need chronic. You need to relax and cool out. Smoke a joint.
Ah, curious aroma. Ooh, interesting blend.
Interesting bullshit. This shit is the bomb.
The bomb? Ah, the bomb. A friend with weed is a friend indeed. But a friend with gold is the best, I'm told.